Alright, so we discussed the breathing, like exhaling when your face is in the water so that you can get a good clean breath when you turn to breathe. The main stroke thing at the moment would be a little bit of head position where your head is a bit too high in the water, and when you turn to breathe you're kind of lifting up. That's going to force your lower body down. And then part two is working on the extension. So those are the two things we're going to really focus on today. Alright, so from this angle, you can see a couple things. How well you're rotating, and is there like a twist or a snake to your body. So your rotation could be a little better, and by that we are talking about how far you pull and push. Meaning how far in front does that front arm extend, and how far back does your trailing hand push through the water. Basically a longer stroke. A longer stroke will result in a more complete rotation. Your reach forward point is not bad. You're not reaching too far in. Alright, so before you got any feedback, we were looking at your stroke, and you can see your hips and legs are low at this point. That was caused by keeping your head up a little high. So we talked about looking straight down. The other thing you can notice is that your reach forward is a little short. So we talked about extending fully, and sometimes when you're entering at this point, you're kind of angling down. So now you're going to work more on reaching forward and really stretching out as far as you can on both sides. With regard to the high elbow catch, or the stroke type you have, the pull, at this point in time, you have more of a straight arm style of pull. And we work some on the high elbow catch, aka early vertical forearm. But really, the things you want to be working mostly on right now are head position, extension, and we also talked about exhaling when your face is in the water to not feel like you're running out of breath. And I think you did well with all of that as we went through the lesson. Yeah, the kick looks good. And then here, the path of your stroke looks good. Just sometimes that left arm kind of pulling under your body a little more than it needs to. So here we're working on head position, keeping your head lower, looking straight down, helping to improve body position. Very good. So, yeah, your hips and legs are definitely up higher. That was good. Better? Yeah. Oh yeah. And you're able to breathe fairly comfortably, it seems. Alright, same thing, working on keeping the head lower, looking straight down. Good. Oh yeah, and so believe it or not, you're actually swimming faster here. Probably just because less drag. All right, so this, this could be super frustrating, but this is so that you can work on that extension. Otherwise, it can be difficult. You can practice, stretching and reaching out of the pool, but there's no real substitute for swimming and doing the best you can to extend. Good. Alright, so same thing. This is like a modified catch-up drill where you're holding the board out in front. Good extension. So, the whole goal here is to improve and drill in that idea of reaching as far as you can with every stroke. That's good. All right, so this is swimming, focusing on extension or reaching as far as you can with each stroke. Pretty good. There you go. Reach. There we go. Nice. So, one arm drill can be used for multiple purposes. For here, we're having you think about the extension or the reach. As you go along in your swimming life, you'll be able to focus on the catch as well as the push phase of the stroke, which are, the follow-ups to what happens once you enter. But right now, I'm just really having you work on the reach. This is one where it becomes a little easier with fins, just to maintain the momentum. So we talked about there's a little bit of inflexibility in your right shoulder. So you can see how the board is carrying lower in the water. That's fine. You're doing a good job of extending that left arm. Very good. Alright, so we're doing a one arm drill again and working on the high elbow catch mechanic. Good. So whenever you see a difference in the angles of the upper arm and the forearm, you're getting some of the, well, it's two names, high elbow catch or early vertical forearm. The idea is that your hand and forearm are going vertical early in the stroke so that they can provide backwards pressure, aka pulling you forward. Whereas if the hand, forearm, and upper arm remain in a straight line through the stroke, then that first 30-35% of the stroke is really just pushing water down. Yeah, so any improvement is going to be an improvement. All right, so working on the early vertical forearm or high elbow catch. There you go. That was one. That was pretty good. There we go. So yeah, I could see that. Like it just clicked in your mind to think about the shoulder roll. That shoulder, internal shoulder shrug, makes all the difference. Good. 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 There you go. You're getting it. So now, obviously you're concentrating on that part of the stroke. Once you really drill in the extension and then that part of the stroke, you'll be golden. Very good.